Welcome back. Hundreds of mourners gathered in Sydney for the first funerals in honour of victims killed in Sunday's mass shooting on Bondi Beach. The gunman targeted a gathering celebrating Hanukkah. Australian authorities have now charged the surviving suspect in the attack with 59 counts, including murder and terrorism. At least 15 people were killed and dozens more were hurt. CBS News foreign correspondent Anna Coren joins us now from Bondi Beach there in Sydney, continuing your extensive reporting. Anna, good morning. Tell us more about the charges filed against the alleged gunman.
Well, Errol, late this afternoon, police charged Naveed Akram, the 24-year-old gunman who came out of a coma late yesterday, with 59 charges. He's been charged with murder, 15 counts of murder, as you say, grievous bodily harm, as well as terrorism. If he is found guilty, he will spend life behind bars. Now, authorities believe that he and his father, the other gunman who was shot dead by police, were motivated by Islamic State to stage this terror attack, Australia's worst terror attack on these shores, which killed 15 people and injured dozens. Errol.
And I know the shock of this is still being absorbed by the nation. Some of the first funerals are now being held. How are Australians remembering the victims?
We were there at Bondi Beach. It's really just a few blocks, Errol, from where we are standing at the synagogue where they laid or paid respects to Rabbi Eli Schlanger, the father of 5 who had only just welcomed his 5th child into the world 7 weeks ago. Incredibly emotional scenes. The pain here is just so raw as family and friends laid him to rest, I should say. We spoke with Rabbi Moshe Gutnick, a friend of his. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
He was an angel. He was goodness personified. Everything that he did was about doing good for people. He was the heart and soul of the synagogue.
And you have to do this again?
Not once, not twice, but many more times.
To lose so many people.
Just one after the other, after the other. It's our 7th of October.
And Errol, tomorrow the youngest victim will be laid to rest, 10-year-old Matilda.
Heartbreaking all around. Anna, thank you very much. Now, authorities in Australia have said Sunday's mass shooting there at Bondi Beach appears to have been inspired by the Islamic State. Police are now working to establish why the suspects, as we heard Anna say there, a father and a son, spent most of November in the Philippines before the attack.
I can confirm that they did travel to the Philippines. The reasons why they went to the Philippines and the purpose of that and where they went when they were there is under investigation at the moment.
Adam Hadley joins us for analysis now. He's the founder and executive director of Tech Against Terrorism. This is a non-profit that works to stop terrorist attacks by disrupting the use of the internet. He's joining us from London. Good morning to you. I just want to establish for our viewers, while Australia is making the claim we just heard, the Philippines is pushing back against reports linking the suspect's visit to the attack. Let's just listen to that quickly.
Regarding reports describing the Philippines as an ISIS hotspot, the characterization is misleading. Currently, there is no validated report or confirmation that the individuals involved in the Bondi Beach incident received any form of training in the Philippines.
So, Adam, fact check all of this for us. Does ISIS have a presence in the Philippines? And what specifically might investigators be looking to find out from the suspect's apparent visit there last month?
What's certainly true, there are parts of the Philippines that historically have been hotspots for ISIS, but it's also true that the Philippine military has worked very hard to destroy and dismantle many of these networks. Part of the challenge here will be that it could well just be a small splinter group. It could be individual militants. Who really knows at this stage? It's very early to tell, but it would only take a small group of people in the Philippines perhaps to provide training. So actually, I think we've got to wait for the authorities to come up with more detail here. But I certainly agree with the representative from the Philippines that it would be wrong to mischaracterize that particular island as a hotspot of ISIS activity. But we'll find out more over the coming days, I'm sure.
And I'm sure this is why the internet and use of technology can be so dangerous, because it doesn't take much to radicalize just a few people, potentially. Are you measuring a rise in ISIS-related extremism globally, or is it quite possible that individuals can be radicalized, as may have happened here?
Well, both things are true, unfortunately. We're really concerned about the rise of ISIS and its affiliates and Al-Qaeda throughout the world, in particular in the Sahel, in Africa, East and West Africa, parts of the Middle East, and of course, Southeast Asia. So ISIS hasn't gone anywhere at all. And I think there's a real danger that policymakers think that ISIS has gone away. It hasn't. It's actually been active behind the scenes for some time. And its use of the internet, sharing propaganda, trying to recruit and radicalize people, is as prominent now as it has been at any other stage over the past decade. So unfortunately, this tragedy in Australia demonstrates it doesn't take much for ISIS, Al-Qaeda, or other terrorist organizations to inspire violence, potentially even direct them. And Errol, you're quite right. The internet here is fundamental. And I'd be keen to understand over the coming days and weeks how exactly the attackers use the internet. If they did go to the Philippines, if they did receive training there, how on earth did they get in contact? The answer is probably through social media and messaging apps. And more generally, what we're concerned about is the huge volume of official material created by ISIS that is freely available on mainstream social media platforms. It really is a tragedy online because there's so much of this content. It is unfortunately inevitable that this content will begin to radicalize people in America, in the UK, and in Europe. And a final thing I will say is that anti-Semitism is increasingly concerning, and anti-Semitic terrorism is something we need to take more seriously.
Yeah, certainly a good point, and areas that investigators will be looking into undoubtedly. Adam Hadley, appreciate you joining us. Thanks so much.